Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Happy Healthy Homes. Before we begin, I want to ask you something very gentle today. Have you ever felt like the world is just too much? Too fast, too loud, too out of control? We can't control the planet. We can't control our city. Most of us can't even control our workspaces. And when you sit with that long enough, it can start to feel heavy, almost like nothing you do really matters. But here's the truth. I want you to hear today. You're not powerless. You're not too small because there is one place your decisions matter more than you realize. Your home. If you're new here, I'm Etienne, your host, and I help women create calm spaces that support focus, health, and emotional well-being through science-backed design, non-toxic choices, and nature connection. And in today's episode, we are going to explore something deeply empowering. We will talk about why your home is one of the most influential spaces you ever lead. You're a leader. Yes, you are. How women are quietly shaping the world, the whole world, the planet, through everyday household choices. And how conscious, intentional decisions inside your home create real impact in your family, your community, and the planet. This episode isn't about doing everything perfect. It's about remembering the power you already hold. Before we begin, I wanted to invite you to this space. If this podcast helped you feel a little calmer, a little less alone, or more support in your home, your body, and your health, I would love you to subscribe and stay with me. And if something resonates today, you're so welcome to leave a comment. I read them all and I truly shape what I share here. Alrighty, let's begin. We live in a world that constantly reminds us of what we can't control, what we can't do. Climate change, urban noise, air pollution, the way our cities are designed. And when we care deeply, if you're like me that care about it, especially as women and mothers, sometimes we stop thinking, what's going to happen in the future for my children? This can feel extremely overwhelming because I've been there and some days I am there thinking about it. I hear this very often. What difference can I really make? It feels too much. I'm just trying to get through the day. And here's something important to understand. Feeling powerless is not a personality issue. It's often an environment problem. When everything around us feels out of reach, our nervous system moves into survival mode. And survival mode does not create change. Safety does. That's when we're calm, we're breathing, we relax. That's when we get into creation mode. That's when we can take charge of our lives. So this is where I want to gently reframe things for you. You may not control the planet. You may not control your city. You may not even control your office where you work, your workspace, but you do control your home, your house. And that makes you the CEO of one of the most powerful environments that exist. Your home is where bodies recover. Think about it. You get home, you relax, you go to sleep. Children's brains develop. This is so important to remember. Children's brain develops so much on the first year alone. So your home is shaping so much. Habits are formed. Values are lived, not spoken. Memories are built. This is so important to remember. Our home is a sanctuary. Memories are built every single day. How we make our family feel, how we feel, and how we make our children feel. Homes are not neutral. They are shaping people every single day. Every single day. It's shaping your emotions, it's shaping your memories, it's shaping your health. is even shaping your humor. And when millions of women make small, intentional choices inside their homes, that's how real change happens. That's where the real change happens. Quietly, collective, and sustainable. For those who know me, know I love to talk about history and go back in history and found little juicy stories just to bring to our podcast because my passion is to empower other women, especially these days that we feel so powerless and everyone is so stressed, just living on the automatic day by day on survival mode. So there is a moment in history I found deeply inspiring. In the 1950s, cities like London and other big cities were drowning in pollution. Homes were burning coal every day. So it wasn't even wool for cooking, heating, and hot water. The air was extremely toxic. Children were getting sick. People were struggling to breathe. Now, can you imagine? In 1952, the Great Smog of London covered the city for days. Thousands of people died, and many more developed long-term respiratory conditions. After that, that's when the government acted. The government introduced the Clean Air Act. Is the part nobody talks about. What truly changed the air wasn't the policy. The policy came later. It was the households, the women managing their homes, meal, cooking, heating. They started to change what they used to inside their homes. They stopped using coal because they realized it was toxic. It was not good for their children, for their families. They shifted to cleaner fuels. They adopted different daily habits. They reduced toxic emissions inside their homes. And look how powerful it was. After that, lots of women doing the same, they started changing the air of the whole city. And that's when the government came with the act. And the studies later confirmed something extraordinary. As domestic fuel use changed, the urban air pollution dropped up to 50% over time. Respiratory diseases declined significantly. Childhood bronchitis, now said correct, asthma symptoms, and hospital admissions all reduced in the decades that followed. This was an abstract change. It was measurable, it was physical, and it saved thousands and thousands of lives. And this matter because it shows us something extremely profound. When women change what they bring into their home, they don't just protect their families. They quietly change the whole world. Women are one of the most powerful forces for change in this planet. I believe that so deeply, not because we shout the loudest, not because we're so loud, but because we decide how homes operate. Usually we are the ones who make major decisions in our home. So I'll give you an example in my own house. I started buying non-toxic cleaning products years ago. Small changes. And then I started buying every time I was buying non-toxic. And I didn't make a big deal to my husband. If he goes to supermarket, he had to buy the non-toxic products. I just kept showing up and buying it because most of the time I was the one making the list or I was the one going. And now he started doing it as well. So now I don't even need to say anything. I don't need to do anything. You just buy the non-toxic products. What's amazing, I didn't even have to make a big deal of it. Explained why I was doing that. I explained some things, and now we have a baby and he is more willing to do it as well. So that's really good. So think about it. When a woman chooses natural fabrics instead of plastic, non-toxic cleaning products instead of harsh chemicals, fewer, better quality items instead of fast consumption. So let's stop a minute. Just on these two lines, I think there's so much that we can do. Alrighty, when we stop buying harsh chemicals to clean our homes, those chemicals doesn't get into the rubbish, the planet, animals, the factories that sell those kind of chemicals reduce. So minimize the air pollution, minimize the toxins for people who works on these factories. And again, with natural fabrics, when we make this conscious decision of using natural fabrics and looking the labels and buying natural fabrics to our homes, yes, we reduce the plastic consumption so much. Just doing that, you don't need to make a big deal and say, oh, from now on, everything in my house will be natural fabrics. No, start small. Don't overwhelm yourself more because you have so much on your plate already. But start with small changes. So I started with the easiest. I'll tell you that. I started with bed linens, towels, things like that. The hardest one, and I'm not able to shift yet 100%, I think it's women's clothes. For my baby, I keep her clothes extremely simple and they're all natural fabrics. For my husband's a bit easier, but we didn't shift 100% yet. I'm being so honest here with you. I'm opening up my home for you. And for women, I think clothes are quite difficult and expensive to shift. When the woman make these shifts, she's influencing manufacturing demand, supply chains, environmental pollutions, long-term health outcomes. These are not small lifestyle choices. They are system-level decisions made at home. And when millions of women make them, now you imagine, start with one person, another person, another person. That's leadership. Children doesn't learn values from what we say. They learn from what surround them. They learn values from what we do, what we show, how we show them. A home that prioritizes clean air, natural materials, care over consumption, it's sustainability without a single lecture. You don't need to say anything. You just expressing yourself. This is how future adults are shaped. I want to be very clear. This is not about doing everything. As I told you, it's about small choices, small shifts. This is not about guilt. Please, you're doing amazing already. This is not about being perfect. That is not perfect. This is about intention. One conscious choice at a time. One room at a time. One habit at a time. One drawer at a time. You don't change the world by burning yourself out, okay? So don't try to do everything at once. I didn't do everything at once. Took me years to shift my home. I'll be extremely honest with you. I need to record a podcast talking my health condition. Why I started this shift was because of my health. And you change it by creating safety, starting at home. And I want to pause here for a moment. Because inspiration without action can feel nice, but doesn't create change. And I know many of you listening are busy, are tired, have so much on your plate. You don't need a renovation. You don't need a big budget. You need one conscious decision. As I always do on our podcast, I want to bring some things you can do right now, easy, today, to start creating change from your home. Okay? Let's do it. First one, swap plastic for glass or stainless steel containers. Take a look on your containers you use most, especially if you heat them up, especially for food. Plastic doesn't just affect the planet. There are so many new studies that the toxins can affect our bodies. I'm not going to get into details. Microplastics. And I think it's an easy one to start with. Just swap all your plastic containers or start with few, like 5 plastic containers used most for glass. Reduce waste. You don't need to throw everything away. You just start with some things you use every day. Or swap. One swap's enough to begin, just to test. Second one, change your bed linen to natural fabrics. That's one of the ones I said before was my first choice. I checked all my bed linens. And nowadays, when you go and buy bed linens, there are some sustainable certifications that will help you to make sure that bed linen is made serious and they are made with care, natural fabrics. I can put some on the link on the show notes. Your bed linen is where your body recovers. You spend so many hours on your bed. You spend around a third of hours in our bed. Natural fabrics like cotton, linen, or wool allow your skin to breathe, regulate the temperature, and reduce synthetic exposure, especially important for children. Okay? Studies show that they absorb everything more, their skin is more sensitive. That's why it's so important to use natural products for children, especially. You don't need to buy the most expensive set. No, that's not what I'm saying. There are so many good options that it was not going to cost you crazy. Just choose natural over synthetic when you're ready. What I say to people is always look the tags, read it. Do you know when the nutritionist teaches to look the ingredients for the food? It's the same for everything you're going to buy. Just stop, go with a little bit of time. You like the set, go to the back and look the ingredients. Usually, if it's cotton or linen, we'll say 100% cotton, 100% linen, or we'll say 50% cotton, 50% polyester. That's all you need to look for. If it's 100% cotton, it's much better than 50% cotton and 50% polyester. Third one, bring life inside your home. Flowers, plants, nature. One of the simplest ways to change the energy of a space is to bring something that's living into it. Fresh flowers, a plant, even a branch from your garden, and you can do some nice decorations to soften up the room, to bring some texture, slow the body. It reminds us we belong. This is biophilia. We are embodied in nature. It's simplest form. We are connected to nature. We need nature. Fourth, choose one non-toxic product to replace. One. I'm not telling you to replace all of them. Just one. I would start with the dishwasher. Or the products used to wash your dishes because something you do every day. Start there and then you see if you like, if not. And then you do some more changes and adapt. And I'll tell you something. Nowadays, there are so many options on supermarket. When I started this process 10 years ago, it was so expensive. It was hard. It wasn't easy. But now it's easy. There are so many beautiful companies out there and startups starting business that care about your family, care about your health, and care about you. Just when you're buying products, just careful with the fragrances because some countries doesn't have regulation, and read the label. And hey, one thing I tell to my clients is ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you want to buy products from a company, you don't understand fully what they say on their label, send them an email, you give them a call. Don't be ashamed, please. One cleaning product, one spray, one soap, choose something gentler. That single decision reduces in-air pollution and sends a message to your body and to the market that you care. You care about the air you breathe inside your house. You care about your body. You care about your health. Number 5, ask one powerful question. Before buying something new, ask this question. Do I really need this? I started this habit many years ago. Sometimes I make a list of things I want and need. Even if I need, I take a while to buy because I keep researching and I keep asking myself, do I really need this? Is there a safer option for this? It's hard. It's not easy because big companies make things really complicated for you. That's one of the reasons I love shopping online because, or going to little shops close to my house or secondhand shops. Big shops makes things really hard for you. You need to be extremely disciplined. You need to go there with a list, get in, get out. And so when I need to go to shops like in Australia, Kmart, IKEA, big shops, and I know will be things on my face all the time. I have a list. What do I need to buy? I'm in and out the shop. Will this support calm in my home? This is a really good question. Will this product support the calmness in my home? This question alone change habits. These choices might feel so small, doesn't it? But remember the story we talked about earlier. Real change has never come from a massive gesture. Everything that happened throughout history, it starts with a little choice. One change, it comes from millions of little choices, conscious decisions. This is how women have always changed the world from home. So if you've been feeling powerless lately, I want you to hear this. You're not waiting for permission. You are already leading. You are a leader. Every time you choose what enters inside your house, in your family's wardrobe, in your family's table, you are shaping health, values, and the future. The future of your children, the future of the planet. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about one intentional choice at a time. And if this episode helped you, share it with a woman you love. Someone that's feeling disheartened and powerless. Show her how much power she has. And if you want more guidance on creating calm, non-toxic, nurturing home, stay close. If you have children, I have a book called Creating Healing Spaces for Children. And on this book, it's a guide where I wrote everything about toxic materials, sustainable certifications, how to create calm spaces, how to support your children. I'll put the link on the show notes if you're interested. So, thank you so much. Look around your space and make one little change today without overwhelming yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.